Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday evening. Hope you are doing okay, taking care of yourself. This is our Yin Flow class, so we'll ground down a little bit, find just a teeny little bit of movement, just to kind of wake up the body, get some energy flowing. And then we'll slow things way down once again and move into our practice of Yin Yoga. So we'll hold poses for a few minutes at a time, to get a nice deep stretch in the body and to start to kind of wind down from our week. So I encourage you to grab any props that you have handy. I will be using a bolster and blanket as well as 2 blocks, and I have a little eye pillow set up right here. But do feel free to get creative. So you're at home, you can use pillows, throw blankets off your couch, hard-covered books, doesn't have to be fancy yoga props, whatever you have handy. And we'll start on our backs today in a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. Before we get set up there, if you would like to play some kind of ambient music in the background, I sent that playlist via email. So feel free to cue that up and play the first song in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, so first shape, supported Supta Baddha Konasana. So I encourage you to grab a bolster, a pillow, whatever you're using today. Bring it to the back of your mat. And then we'll butterfly our legs here. So soles of feet come together, knees open out wide. If you would like some support, really nice to add a block under each knee. Or again, books, whatever you have. Pull your bolster up towards you so it's touching your low back. Then you get to recline. Just lay onto your bolster. Let your heart open up, shoulders just melt into the bolster. Arms can rest by your sides. This should feel very gentle, very mellow. It might feel nice here to bring a blanket, maybe on your hips, under your head, wherever it feels nourishing, supportive. Just start to settle in. Start to slow down and deepen your breath. Inhale, feel your belly, your chest expand, inflate. And as you exhale, get completely empty, a little heavier, sink into the support of your props. Perhaps you start to notice what you're holding in your physical body. What you're holding in your mind, the types of thoughts that tend to come up. What you're holding in your heart, how are you feeling emotionally? Just notice if you can find a little more softness, gentleness, ease in your body. Your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. You squeezing your eyes shut, or can you soften through your temples, forehead, Third eye center. And this gentle, easy shape will start to take about 8 to 10 more rounds of breath. Use this time for you if you feel called to set an intention for your practice. Now could be a good time to tap into that. Feel free to take as long as you need. Lingering here in this stillness just feels incredible right now. You can absolutely do that. If you'd like to explore a bit of movement with me, you can move any props that might be on top of you to the side. If you had blocks underneath your knees, you can move those to the side as well. And then press knees together, kind of like you're closing a book. Soles of both feet come to rest on your mat. Reach your arms up overhead, grab for opposite elbows. Start to heel toe your feet wide, about the width of your mat, give or take a few inches. You can start to sway side to side. So knees drop to the right. Roll over the soles of your feet. Drop your knees to the left. Just a few gentle, slow, easy twists. Take your time. You can move as slowly or as quickly as you'd like. Maybe you linger in your twist for a few rounds of breath. Maybe you just link your breath to movement. Knees knock side to side. Next time your knees come to face the right side of your mat, go ahead, roll all the way off. Bolster or pillow into an easy fetal position. Just use your right bicep as a little pillow. Get heavy, get soft. A few more breaths. Slowly start to press your way up. So feel free to move that pillow or bolster to the side. We're going to explore a bit of movement before we come back into our practice back into the stillness. So let's take a toe stand here. Tuck your toes under. You can physically use your hands to grab your toes. Send your hips to your heels while your toes are still tucked. And you can slide your hands up to rest on your thighs. So really sit tall. Imagine that string tied to the crown of your head, pulling you up to the ceiling. But then drop your shoulders down your back. You might close your eyes here and definitely remember to breathe. This can be a really intense pose in the soles of the feet, the ankles. With everything going on right now, I encourage you to lean into the uncomfortable moments. Notice if you reject them, run away from them, don't want to deal with things outside of your comfort zone, whether they're difficult conversations, difficult poses, or you're feeling this physical tension start to grow. How can you start to soften into it? Good. Staying on your toes, start to interlace your hands. Press your palms forward as you round your spine, so kind of like a cat pose. And then inhale, lift your palms up to the ceiling, slight arch in your back like a cow. 2 more times, exhale, round this into your cat, so palms face forward. Inhale, lengthen up into your cow-like shape. 1 more time, you got this, you guys. Exhale, round into your cat. And then inhale, reach up, open your heart. Unclasp your hands, bend your elbows, open your chest. And bring hands to heart center. Beautiful work, you guys. Rock over your knees, plant your hands, come into a tabletop. Go ahead and tap out the tops of those feet. I know that one can really be a tough shape. So let that go. Beautiful effort. All right, from here, spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes under, slow and easy, send your hips up and back. Let's find our first downward facing dog of feel free to ease into it however you need. If you want some movement, you can sway side to side. Maybe pedal one heel at a time. Nod your head yes, shake it no. And firm down through both palms, spread your fingers wide, and then keep sending your hips up and back. Really lengthen through your spine, both sides of your waist. And gaze back towards your feet so you relax through your neck. Knees can be bent to give a little release to your hamstrings, or if you're craving that stretch, let your heels melt towards your mat. No, it's okay if they don't touch. Just start to lengthen through the backs of your legs. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here. Good. With your next inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step 1 foot at a time to the top of your mat. Find a ragdoll pose. Just dangle, keep it nice and easy. Again, maybe you sway side to side. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. Nod your head yes, shake it no. Start to surrender into the fold. Let gravity do the bulk of the work. Just pull the weight of your head, upper body towards the mat beneath you. 2 more rounds of breath. Gently release any grip you found with your arms. Take a little bend in your knees, tuck your chin. Let's slowly roll up the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Just enjoying this little stretch in the back side of your body, back of your neck. Good. Once you're standing tall, bring your gaze forward. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, drop your shoulders down your back. Gather hands to heart center, samastitihi. It feels okay if you close your eyes. You can take a little sway forward and back. Feel the connection of the soles of both feet on the ground, on your mat. It's feeling rooted, connected. Stand a little bit taller as you breathe in. Open your mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up, mountain pose, get tall. As you exhale, fold forward, lead with your heart. Inhale, half lift, find some length in your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands down, step 1 foot back at a time, high plank pose. Take an inhale here as you press away from your mat. Exhale, lower all the way to belly. You can always drop your knees on the way for support. Put your hands onto your fingertips, walk hands wide. They might even come off of your mat, elbows up to the ceiling. 4 oscillating cobras. As you inhale, peel your heart forward and up. Good, exhale, lower that down. Like a wave, move with your breath 3 more times. Inhale, you rise. Tops of feet are on your mat, legs are active. Exhale, soften down. 2 more, inhale, rise. Exhale, soften. Last time, inhale, rise. Exhale, soften. Stay on your belly, start to extend your right arm out to the side so your wrist is in line with your right shoulder, right palm faces down. Press into your left palm on the left side of your body, bend your left knee. Broken wings, start to step your left foot up and over, finding this little twist and open up through that right shoulder. If this left foot doesn't quite make it to the ground, you can bring the floor up to you, let your foot rest on a block, a pillow, bolster, whatever you have handy. Start to open up through the chest, breathe into that right shoulder. If you want more sensation, you can press more deeply through that left palm. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. And as you let that last breath go, slowly come back to center. And we'll take this broken wing on the other side. So extend your left arm out. The left side of your body should create a capital L shape. Bend your right elbow, press your right palm into your mat, bend your right knee. And step your right foot up and over. Again, maybe foot rests on something, but doesn't quite make it to the ground. That's okay. Take our last 3 rounds of breath. And as you let that last breath go nice and easy, come all the way back to center. Press into both palms, send your hips to your heels. Take a quick child's pose. Reach fingertips forward, spread your fingers wide, press into both palms. Inhale here. As you exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, sweep your right leg high. As you exhale, bend your right knee, find some openness through that hip. Maybe you just linger here, stay still. If you're craving some movement, an ankle circle or a big knee circle might feel nice. Let's take 1 more breath. Inhale, lengthen your right leg long behind you, square off your hips. Exhale, step right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee, untuck your left toe, Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So press into the top of your left foot, left shin. Knees up to center, your left hip forward in space as you slide your right hip back. As you reach your fingertips up, lengthen through both sides of your waist, pull your belly in. And let's press palms together, bring hands down to your heart. Maybe you close your eyes here. Let's take 3 rounds of breath. Getting into that back hip flexor, the back quad. Good. With your next inhale, start to reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Maybe you even gaze up, find a little back bend. And exhale, plant both hands down to your mat. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bend your left knee, open that up. Again, you can stay still. You can add little movements, ankle or knee circles. Keep firming down through both palms. Square off your shoulders. Last breath. Inhale, lengthen left leg, square off your hips. Exhale, step left foot between your hands. Drop your right knee, untuck your right toes. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, sweep both arms up. So shoulders and hips face forward. Draw the low belly in and up. Take a big inhale to get taller through the upper body. Press your palms together. Keep that length, but just guide your hands down to heart center. And again, you want to close your eyes. Feel free. 3 rounds of breath. Your next inhale, start to reach fingertips up. Maybe you gaze up, find that little back bend. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Plant both hands down to your mat. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Take one more inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Open your mouth, exhale, side out. And slowly start to come all the way down to your knees. Send your hips to your heels, find a seat, just a few rounds of breath. Beautiful, you guys. We're gonna start to slow things way down from here on out, move into our practice of yin. So we'll hold poses for a few minutes at a time. Our first shape will be our shortest hold. It's called Anahatasana, melting heart. Really beautiful way to open up the chest, the shoulders, upper back. So we'll come to stand on our knees. Keep your knees about hips width apart. And keep your hips stacked over your knees the entire time. So a bit different than a child's pose, yeah? If your knees are sensitive, always feel free to slide a blanket underneath. So hips stay over knees. Bring your palms down to your mat. And then start to walk your palms forward, allowing your chest to melt towards the ground. So Anahata is the heart chakra. Anahatasana, melting heart. So hips over knees the entire time. Your spine will start to create this sloping motion. And rather than really dumping into the low back, keep that engagement through your belly and think more about pressing chest, heart towards the ground. For most people, forehead will rest on the mat. It can be on the mat, on a blanket, or some kind of prop. If you're feeling really open, you might bring your chin down to your mat, gaze forward. But if there's any compression in your neck, go ahead and bring your forehead right back down. And you just breathe into the space in your upper back, your shoulders, openness through your chest. Undoing all of the curling forward, closing ourselves off as we ground our shoulders in. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath here, really settling into this sense of openness, compassion. And as you let that last breath go, slowly start to walk your hands back towards you. And once again, bring your hips to your heels. Let your hands rest on your thighs, however it feels meaningful. Maybe palms down to ground or palms up to feel open, sharing, receiving new energy. Drop your chin down to your chest and take some little half head rolls. So just bring right ear to right shoulder, Chin down to chest, left ear to left shoulder. Little half circles, just rolling the head from side to side. Beautiful. Let's take a wide knee child's pose. So knees come wide. Feel free to slide a blanket underneath the knees or maybe underneath the seat for a bit of support. And if you want to take a more restorative variation, my all-time favorite thing to do, grab your bolster or pillow, slide it between the thighs, and walk your fingertips forward. Just let your bolster, or excuse me, your torso rest on top of that bolster or pillow. If you have one cheek resting, we'll let you know when we're halfway through, so you can switch sides, just balance that out. Finding this bit of just openness through the hips, lengthening through your spine. And this deep sense of grounding, surrender. Coming back to those slow and deep inhales and exhales. Every inhale, you might feel this energy traveling up or down your spine. Every exhale, just feel a bit more rooted. Sinking into the support of your mat, any props. You have one cheek resting on bolster or pillow. Feel free to switch sides just to balance out your neck. Slowly, no sense of rush. Let's take our last 3 rounds of breath. Gentle way of letting the body know that we'll soon come out of this shape. You let that final breath go. Once again, press into your palms, walk your hands back towards your knees. So press your way all the way up. Move this bolster out to the side, roll onto one hip, and sweep your legs out in front of you. So for our outer hips, I'm going to be offering square pose today. So it's a seated shape. You can add a forward fold. Very similar sensation to figure four or swan pose. So if I offer this and it just does not really work in your body, please know that you can always come onto your back, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and take a supine figure four. If you'd like to try on square pose just to see what you think, let's start with our left leg down. So flex your left foot, left knee opens out to the left. Keep this left shin parallel with that top short edge of your mat. And we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee. Open up your right knee over your left ankle. So shins parallel with that top edge of your mat, so it makes a little square with your legs. Flex both feet as a way to protect your knees. So if this right knee is floating in space, please know that it's fine. It's very normal. We all have different bodies. But do feel free to support it, whether it's with a block, a blanket. Again, you can get creative. But let it ground down onto something so it's not just hanging out, floating around, yeah? So give yourself a few moments to really sink into this, make any adjustments that you'd like. It might feel nice to sit on a blanket, especially if you have any low back pain. It's really getting into those outer hips. You might just say sitting tall, and that's perfectly fine. Beautiful place to hold again, and you just close your eyes, drop your shoulders down your back. Breathe into those outer hips. If you're not feeling all too much and want to add a little bit more, you can explore little forward folds. Take a big inhale as you sit tall, lengthen spine. As you exhale, keep that length as you slowly start to hinge forward. Again, take your time. Maybe you move a little bit, notice how it feels. If it's too much, you slowly back out. If it feels sustainable, manageable, you can stay. You can get creative with your props. So you might just bring your bolster to a diagonal, kind of hug onto it, let it support the weight of your upper body. If you're deeper in your fold, you might rest your forehead on bolster or block. So in Yin, we try to find our edge. And it's this place where you're feeling a stretch, like you're getting sensation. But it's that sweet spot where your body tells you, this is good, this is enough. There's a place where you can stay and you can breathe. It might not be comfortable, but it certainly should never be painful. So if there's any sharp pains or pinching, it'll be a good sign you've gone a little bit too far. You can slowly back out of it. And then you breathe and try to soften into these shapes. At the end, we have time on our side. As we hold these poses for minutes at a time, it just allows our fascia, the connective bands, tissues that envelop our entire bodies, time to expand, increases our flexibility. You might notice by just deepening the breath, by staying still in these shapes, without having to pull or tug or put pressure on yourself. Your body just naturally invites you to sink a little bit deeper. Exactly as you are, let's start to invite our final 3 rounds of breath. That last breath goes, slowly start to come all the way up. Lean back a bit here. This leg might feel tender, so you might even gently just lift your right leg off of your left. Extend both legs out in front of you. And you can give yourself a little shake out here. Just release any tension that might have built up. Take the same exact thing on the left side. We'll start by opening right knee out to the right side. Flex this right foot. Cross your left ankle over right knee as your left knee starts to open up over your right ankle. Flex both feet. Keep shins parallel with this top short edge of your mat. The side should feel a little more intense for the outer left hip, although you are opening both. As always, you're welcome to stay in your seat, put something under your left knee, or if this is just not working out in your body, no worries. Figure 4 on your back is a great option. If you feel like you want to explore the fold at any time, feel free to add that in. You can use the supports of any props that feel good. Finding these kind of passive stretches. You don't have to muscle your way into it. You're able to kind of sink into the support of something as you work into the stretch. As sensation starts to build, notice if you tend to tense up any parts of your body. You find a bit more softness in your shoulders. You move your jaw from side to side, kind of loosen that up. If you're squeezing your eyes shut, can you just soften the eyelids? Keep coming back to the breath. Slow, deep inhales. Long, cleansing exhales. Staying as committed to this shape as you were when you first got in. Start to take our final 3 rounds of breath. You guide your awareness to that outer left hip. That last breath go once again. Take as much time as you need. Slowly make your way up. You use off to the side and lean back. You might use your arms, your hands to gently guide your left leg off of your right. And then whatever you need here, any little movements. Shake out your legs. Release any tension that builds up. Take one more forward fold, and today I'm offering a straddle, so a wide leg forward fold. If you'd like to sit on a blanket, now's a great time to grab it if you didn't already use it for your square pose. And we'll find our seat really ground down through both sits bones. And open your legs out wide. It doesn't have to be the widest straddle you've ever done, right? Again, stretch sensation, definitely, but let it be manageable. We'll be here for 3 minutes, so set yourself up for a sustainable, nourishing hold, yeah? So really root down through your seat, open up your legs to any degree that feels good to you. And then same thing with any fold. Feel free to grab those props. Let yourself drape over something, yeah? Before we hinge forward, just to find a little mobility through the spine, let's take a little twist. Bring your right hand to your left thigh. Left hand will come behind you like a little kickstand. Inhale, sit a little bit taller, lengthen spine. Exhale, find a little more depth in your twist. And 2 more breaths here. Bring that back to center, slow and easy. Same exact thing, other side. Left hand will come to right thigh. Bring your right hand behind you. Use it as your little kickstand. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder if that feels okay in your neck. 2 more full rounds of breath. Gently bring that back to center so you're facing forward. And if this feels like it's more than enough, again, you stay, you sit nice and tall. Inhales and exhales. If you're feeling up to it and want to add the forward fold, start to walk your fingertips forward. Settle into any depth that feels good to you. I like to bring a block under the bolster so it kind of ramps it up a little bit. Getting into the groin, the inner thighs here. Like you've ever gone a little bit too far, please no. Always ease out of it. If your breath becomes short and choppy, probably a good indication that you're pushing it. Coming back to those slow and deep inhales and exhales. In addition to any sensations in the lower part of your body, you might notice some tension being released in your back. Any forward folds allow us to expand the fascia on the backside of our bodies. For our last 3 rounds of breath. Let that last breath go again as slowly as you can. Press your way back up. Move your bolster, any props out to the sides. And then just wiggle your legs out in front of you. And feel free to give them a little shake out. Come onto our backs and take a supported bridge. So we'll slide something underneath our sacrum, our low back. I'll let you decide what that is. It can really be anything you're using. I'm going to personally use my bolster. It's nice and cushiony. Just settle onto our backs. Plant soles of both feet to your mat, so feet are about hips width apart. Bend your knees up to the ceiling. Again, this will be a passive bridge supported, so nothing active here. We'll lift our hips just enough so we can slide whatever prop you're using. So again, maybe it's a pillow, a bolster, maybe it's a block. And then set your low back down onto any prop you might have used. Full freedom here to take whatever you'd like with your arms. I'm personally going to just reach my arms up overhead, kind of find this openness through my chest, my heart. Free to close your eyes if that feels safe to you. And if this feels perfect, by all means, you stay. I know it can be a really yummy shape. I will offer 2 other options for anyone who might be interested. If you feel like your hip flexors could use a bit of opening, you might play with straightening your legs, heels press into your mat. Just kind of open through the front side of your body here. You can also take a modified legs up the wall. And one leg up towards the ceiling, maybe the other. You can roll out your ankles, and just reversing gravity. We spend so much time standing on our feet, our legs. Give them a little break here. About 5 to 10 more rounds of breath wherever you are. Whenever you feel ready, press into your feet, lift your hips so you can slide any props out to the side. And same as the beginning of class, plant your feet down, let's heel toe feet wide, reach arms up overhead. And then drop both knees over to the right. Find that gentle twist. Let's just hold it here. As you inhale, find a bit more length through your spine. And as you exhale, just melt into the support of your mat. Slowly take this to the other side. Roll over soles of feet. Drop both knees over to the left. Last little gentle twist, little detox for the spine. Beautiful. Take one more round of breath. Let's bring that back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze in gratitude for showing up, for carving out time to slow things down, to reflect, to hopefully just find a bit of patience and self-compassion. And as we find that sense of compassion and empathy within ourselves, notice if we can start to grow that, share it with the members of our communities. Here, make your way into your final resting shape, Shavasana. You can get as comfortable as possible. Dim any lights in the room. It might feel nice to rest something underneath your knees. Really nice way to release to the low back. Drape a a blanket over any part of your body that would benefit from a sense of grounding weight or warmth. If you have a small eye pillow or towel or even just a t-shirt will do the trick. Feel free to rest it over your eyelids. Let your arms, your legs extend. Get heavy. Sinking into the support of the ground beneath you. Noticing the rise and fall of your chest and belly. Every breath in, every breath out. Releasing any lingering bits of tension in your mind, your body, your heart. Even if it's just for the next few minutes. Allow yourself to settle into this deep state of rest, surrender. Allow yourself to be completely at ease. You are extremely happy and peaceful where you are and want to linger in this meditative state, please know you can stay here for as long as you'd like. Taking this time to just sense and observe what comes up for you. You feel called to begin to wake up. You can deepen your breath. You take some small movements in your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Maybe you reach your arms up overhead, take a nice full body stretch from fingers to toes. Get long, claim your space, take it up. Slowly begin to roll onto your left side. We take the left so that we release our right nostril, our yang channel up. Just restore a bit of balance after a yin practice. Start to meet in one last comfortable seat. So press your way up. It feels okay to keep your eyes closed. I invite you to do so. And when you find your seat, let your hands rest wherever it feels meaningful to you right now. So maybe hands just rest on your thighs. Maybe you bring hands to prayer in an Anjali Mudra. You let your palms rest on your belly or your heart. Sangha means community. And I'd like to just take a moment here in stillness and in silence to just acknowledge all of the members of our community. especially in this time, how can we show up for and stand with people who might not look like us from the outside, but really need our support? How can we come together as one? Thank you for showing up, for being part of our little community. I hope you continue to take care of yourselves, to take care of one another. Namaste. Thank you, friends. Take your time. Be easy on yourself this evening. Move slowly, mindfully. If you need anything, always feel free to reach out. Thank you. Thank you.